Welcome to Crazy Shit in Real Estate, a weekly podcast where I walk you through some of the wildest, most unbelievable stories you'll hear from the world of real estate. If you like real estate and you love crazy, this is the podcast for you. Before we get any further into this episode, I've got some information to share. This episode is sponsored by Follow Up Boss, one of the leading CRMs, client relationship managers for residential real estate. Tons of top producing agents and some of the fastest growing teams out there are using Follow Up Boss to increase lead conversion, eliminate busy work that you're not doing anyway, and frankly, deliver a higher class experience in real estate to everybody who chooses you as their realtor of choice. So if you're going to keep listening to this, which I know you will, there's more information and a personal review of Follow Up Boss. For more information, go to followupboss.com/crazy. What have you seen or experienced in and around the Boston real estate market that made you say, y'all are never going to believe this?
Well, I'll tell you, I have one story from when I was a rental agent. And I'll preface it by saying, don't judge ever, but don't judge a book by its cover. Boston specifically is a place where, there's a lot of money here, but we're not New York. We're not Vegas. We're not LA. You don't know who's got the money here. And there are a lot of people with it. And I remember one day I'm sitting in the office and we had this system at the office where when people didn't like taking walk-ins, right? For whatever reason, they just didn't convert as well. So we just didn't like doing it. But a walk-in came to the office and we had the system like these little index cards and someone had to take the walk-in. And they made up an excuse why they didn't want to take the walk. And they're like, oh, they're not going to buy. And the kids that came in, they were covered in dirt for some reason. They were young guys and they just looked beat up like they just played some sports. And the first agent said, I don't want to, I'm busy. I can't help them. The other agent's like, oh, I got to go to lunch. The other agent was busy with something. So I ended up getting them as a walk-in. And I remember thinking, if all these people didn't want to work with them, they're probably going to be kind of crappy prospects. So I sat down with them and I said, okay, what are you looking for? And the prospect said to me, he said, I'm looking for the nicest place you can find me in the city of Boston. And I was like, okay, sure. The nicest place I can find you in the city of Boston. So I started pulling up 2 bedrooms for like $1,500 at the time. It was a fortune. And he was like, that doesn't look good. The next one didn't look good. The next one didn't look good. I'm like, really? This is getting strange. So I ended up getting for like $3,000 a month. And this is 20 years ago. This was an insane amount of money for any rental. And he said, yeah, I want to look at it. And I was like, well, you know what? If you want to look at it, sure. But I just could not imagine that these guys could afford it. I'm like, they don't look like they have a ton of money. Like they just look like a couple of kids. And, how are they going to pay all this money?
Okay, so I told y'all that I would do a review of Follow Up Boss, because I'm your friend in real estate, and I did. Now, there's a blue million CRM out there. I mean, if you go to any Facebook group, every realtor's like, which one should I use? Which one should I use? And that these CRM, which are client relationship managers or customer relationship manager, whatever you want to call it, it's truly a system that's just designed to help you know what to do next because you're very busy and you're a multitasker in real estate with all those different tasks and balls up in the air. You need something to help you stay on track, and that's what Follow Up Boss does. Now, this cell phone, not a CRM, y'all. When you save a name and a phone number in there, that is basically a Rolodex. Follow Up Boss is going to take the names and phone numbers and also help you know what to do next. So you can maintain these relationships with your neighbors. Because that's what this is about. Real estate is not about serving just prospects and clients. It's about taking great care of your neighbors' needs in real estate. And if you'll use a tool like Follow Up Boss, where they remember you, they might even call you when they're ready to buy or sell again, or when their mom and daddy do, or their best friend or their kid, and you want to be top of mind, that's what a product like Follow Up Boss will do for you. truly, it's going to change your business when you start paying better attention to people. They don't have to know you used Follow Up Boss, but they'll totally understand that they are being heard by you. So now there's a free trial for my people because you're loved. Go to followupboss.com/crazy. No credit card is required. And frankly, because you're my people and we made an ask for you, Follow Up Boss said, yes, you get double the free trial. That's actually enough time to log in, put some pieces in it, and watch it change your business as it has for so many realtors and teams nationwide. Again, go to followupboss.com/crazy to start your free trial today.
So anyway, I grabbed the keys and I said, all right, let's go. And we walk out of the office and I tell them, hey, you can jump in my car. And I had this car at the time that on one side of the car, the driver's side was pretty mangled. Just because it was a hoopty.
Because you're in Boston. I mean, the Boston bump. We know about the Boston bump.
Exactly. Well, I told him, I said, hey, get in from the passenger side. That was okay. And I used to park it in front of the office a certain way so people couldn't see all the damage to the car. And the client said, no, it's okay. We'll take my car. And he presses the little button, the unlock button on the chain. Exactly. And a couple of cars away from me is this brand new Porsche Turbo, like decked out, 100,000 plus. And I'm like, who is this guy? Anyway, long story short, we started looking at listings. We spent the whole day. None of the listings were good enough. He was the son of a Saudi prince, something or other. The guy he had with him was his assistant. That was just in charge of doing his stuff, like literally getting his laundry.
Like in Coming to America.
100%. That's exactly what it was like. It was unbelievable. We ended up renting him at the time, the most expensive rental we could find in the city of Boston. It was in Kenmore Square in front of the Red Sox Stadium. It had a view where you could almost see onto the field, and it was full of Red Sox players. And it was the biggest rental in the history of our chain. We had a chain of offices at the time. It was the biggest rental commission, and the company paid us a rental amount equal to the sum that the client paid us too. So we got that fee twice, and then I took the next month off and didn't work because it was so much money for a kid.
Okay, now don't forget to go try Follow Up Boss so that your business can continue to expand in professionalism, and then you can meet some more crazy people yourself. I really appreciate Follow Up Boss sponsoring this episode, but mainly I appreciate them for giving y'all double the free trial time with no credit card required. So make sure you go to followupboss.com/crazy and then let me know what you think. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, you're enjoying this little clip? Well, the rest of the story is available on any of your podcast apps. Just go search for and subscribe to Crazy Shit in Real Estate with Leigh Brown.